Swami Vidyanand says in Panchadashi 7:44-45-46, jnāna-dvayena naște asmin, ajnāne tat-krta-āvṛtiḥ, no bhāti naste, cheti esa dvividhā api vinaśyati. When ignorance is destroyed by the two kinds of knowledge, its covering effects, and the notion that Brahman does not appear or exist, vanish. parokşa-jnāna to naśyet, asattva-āvrti-hetutā, aparokşa-jnāna-nāśyā hi, abhāna-āvṛti-hetutā. Indirect knowledge destroys the notion that Brahman does not exist. Direct knowledge destroys the notion that Brahman does not appear or manifest. abhāna-āvarane naște, jīvatva-āropa-samkṣayāt, kartrtva-adi-akhilaḥ śokah, samsāra-ākhyaḥ nivartate. When the covering is destroyed, superimposition of individuality gets removed, which results into the end of suffering in worldly life, owing to doership etc. Verse 47-48 says, निवृत्ते सर्व संसारे नित्य मुक्तत्व भासनात् निरंकुशा भवेत् तृप्ति पुनः शोक और समुद्भवात्. When worldly suffering is destroyed by the revelation of one's eternal freedom, everlasting contentment is attained in the absence of sufferings. aparokşa-jnāna-nāśyā nivartate ubhe me avasthe jīvige purta atmanam chedati suti. Suti quoted at the beginning of this chapter refers to two of the stages, direct knowledge and destruction of the grief from which jiva suffers. Verse 49, 50, 51 says, Ayam eti aparokṣatvam uktam tad vividham bhavet visaya prakāsatvad dhiya api evam tad ikṣanāt. The direct knowledge of the self as this in this is Brahman is of two kinds, knowing itself luminous without intellect and intellect perceives it as self-evident. parokşa-jnāna kale api visaya prakāsata samabrahma prakāsam asti iti evam vibodhana. With indirect knowledge also the self-luminous nature of Brahman is the same due to the knowledge that the self-luminous Brahman exists, but it is accepted on the authority of scriptures. Aham Brahma iti anuliksha Brahm asti iti evam ullikhet parokşa-jnānam etatno bhrantam badha nirupnāt. Indirect knowledge knowing Brahman exists but not as I am Brahman is not erroneous because it cannot be negated. Verse 52-53 says, Brahma naste iti manam chetsya gyādhet tadadhruvam no chevam prablam manam pasyamo atona vadhate. Indirect knowledge proving that Brahman does not exist is subject to refutation, but it is well known that existence of Brahman cannot be refuted by a valid evidence. व्यक्त अनुलेख मात्रेण ब्रह्मत्वे स्वर्ग धीरपि भ्रांति स्याद और व्यक्त अनुलेखात् सामान्य उल्लेख दर्शनात्. The indirect knowledge of Brahman cannot be refuted simply on the basis of not a definitive idea of Brahman, just as existence of heaven is also not refuted.